What's happening, everybody? I'm back. It's me, your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington, here with another one-on-one with a supervillain. That's me. Now, if you don't know, this is where I talk to the members of my supervillain squad who support me at the higher tier, and to show my gratitude, my appreciation, my gratefulness, we sit down and talk about whatever it is they want to talk about for at least an hour. And I know people are like, wait, ain't that a meet and greet? Okay, let me break down meet and greets for you if you've never been to one. You go. You pay for a meet and greet. You're in a line waiting to meet the person. You're in line probably an hour. You meet them. You shake hands. You probably get them to sign something, take a picture, and then you gone. And your entire interaction is like 7 minutes. That's it. But this, we talk for at least an hour, whatever they want to talk about. And I'm coming back around, as always, with people who've been supporting me for the longest, and I love talking to them. Check out all the previous ones. You'll see how dope they've been. And this brother here, we've had some great conversations. I want to find out how's things going with his movie blog and everything with his sister, Mr. Rudy Rueda. What's happening, bro?
Hey, Jay, how you doing today, man?
I'm exhausted. I'm mentally drained because I had to go. So I was gifted with a new router.
Oh, nice.
But the problem is, I think the router wasn't strong enough to hold what my internet was putting out. So the router kept cutting out because, the router would drop, but the modem would say the internet was still on. So it's like the router didn't have the output. So this morning I got up and went to Target and went and got a router. I was looking for a webcam too. Got a router that is for specifically gaming and streaming.
Okay, there you go.
So this way it should for sure hold the output. Now the big test for me will be on Monday, beginning of the week tomorrow, when schools and Zooms and everything are going on at the same time. Because right now I'm cool. It's running smoothly, and I end up getting a tablet, a Galaxy S7 5G tablet with its own data plan to have them in backup. But if this holds out through the week, like if through the week this can hold out, that bitch is going back, and I'm getting back at least $200.
There you go.
I don't have the money, literally, to spend the way I had to for these two things, for these investments, because they were necessary, but I didn't. It was like I really don't have it, and it was like, ugh. This is cutting into some stuff this is that emergency fund, if you will. And so I'm like, well, this is kind of emergency. I need it to work. And so here we are. But man, forget all that. How have you been, man? You were talking about that Arizona heat.
Yeah, it's what are we sitting at today? I think it was like 95. Hold on, I got it right here. Oh no, we 84 right now. That's cooling down nicely.
Oh no.
Yeah, 84 degrees. Friday it was 95, and it's just been. I've lived in the 90s for so long. I don't know what cold feels like anymore.
All right, so I like to brag real quick, if I may. It is a beautiful 66 degrees out here.
Jay, you can fuck right off. I don't know what else to say.
Here's the best part about it. Like, I'm in my hoodie because I had to go out, and I just I'm throwing a hoodie on. I got the hoodies. I got the super villain hoodies. You think I'm not finna rock it?
Oh,
but I've seen people in winter coats out here. That's how crazy it gets. Because when anything below 70 out here, some people start acting like it is a freezing spell, and it's not. Yeah. So y'all can keep the 85s and everything.
The white women out here in Scottsdale like the same way. The second it hits 65, it's like Ugg boots, like big brown jackets, and they're just like the long pant. I'm like, okay, it's cool, but it's not that cold. Calm down.
It's cool, but it's not cold. Like, again, this is beautiful for me. Like, this is that relaxing, just kick back type weather. You just enjoy it and embrace it. And I love it. Like, I've been, past 2 days, I did something I haven't done in a long time. I made grilled cheese sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? I wanted, because I was like, huh?
Tomato soup?
No tomato soup.
Oh.
So what I did, because I was like this, because I'm like, I like grilled cheese. And so I was skeptical because of me trying to diet and work out, and was like, yo, it's a good thing? They were like, as long as you ain't loading cheese on it, you know what I'm saying? So I just do like 2 little super thin slices of cheddar and 2 super thin slices of pepper jack. And then in the midst, I got, grilled onions and avocado. And then I'm on like 12 grain bread. So
you're getting fancy with it.
So I'm trying to keep it, I'm trying to be fancy, but it's filling and it doesn't help, doesn't expand and blow me up and all that. And on top of that, I'm back doing yoga, trying to keep switching it back up,
Okay.
and
I've been looking into that. I was looking into getting a mat literally this morning. I was like, I gotta limber up a little more.
I highly, it sounds like a paid plug, but it's not. Yoga with Adrian is free on YouTube, and she is great.
Okay.
She is great. I also just got a hold of DDP Yoga, so I'm gonna start trying that probably this week and seeing how I feel with that. Because I know a bunch of people who've done DDP Yoga and were like, their lives completely changed doing it. And especially people in, the world of professional wrestling who are athletes whose body have been through so much. Like, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. As somebody who did a bunch of sports and wrestling, I did football and wrestling in high school. So I get that. I actually in high school, there's about there's a chunk of muscle about the size of my thumb missing from my back because I tore the muscle so hard.
I want you to really explain how the fuck that happens.
So when I was in high school, I was a lean like 185. So when I was doing wrestling, and then I'd go up to like 210, 215 for football.
Of course, putting on the muscle and weight for them, yeah.
Yeah, so I was a lineman. And when I say I was a lineman, I was all positions that they just slotted me in wherever they needed me because I wasn't so big that I couldn't be a guard, but I wasn't that small that being a tackle or a defensive end was unreasonable. So I was kind of like a middleweight sort of. You can just put me wherever. But when I was wrestling, I was 185, and so I went to a tournament, and my coach was like, "Hey, our 215 can't make it. Can you go up to 215?" And I was like, "I could wrestle a 215 dude because I've wrestled a 215 dude before, but it's not going to win." And he goes, "We just need you to fill the slot. Don't worry about it." And I was like, "All right, cool." So we went in, and it was the second round of the match, and I went in for the arch where you arch your back, you plant your feet, and kind of do like a rainbow with your body. So I forgot what it was called, but I did one of those. Well, this guy's 215, and I'm already tired, so I did that, and I ended up hurting my back, and I felt something like pull, and I was like, okay, I let him have that one, and then I went back for the third one and tried to finish it. That obviously I lost that one. The next day at school, I was carrying, because that was on a Saturday. Sunday I relaxed. Monday I went back to school. When I went back to school, I had my gym bag for wrestling. I had my backpack, which was loaded up with 4 courses of school books. It was bright and early in the morning. I was walking through the hall, and it literally felt like somebody had reached into my back and was pulling on my fucking spine and muscles, like pulling out. And I arched real hard like that, and I was like, it hurt to breathe. Oh. And I collapsed. And my buddy who was walking with me, he was like, okay, funny. Why don't you go ahead and come on, get up? And I was like, it looked like I was having like a little mini seizure, and he's like, okay, dude, that's not okay. Stop playing games. Like that's not funny anymore. And I was like, right, nurse, and like I just laid there, like I was laying on my back, so I was already arched hard, and they had to call an ambulance and pull me out of school. And I went to the ER, and the ER doctor was like, well, I got nothing for you, so here's 2 months of Vicodin and a wheelchair. And now there's about my thumbprint in my back. If we ever meet, I'll show it to you. But it's like, yeah.
So they didn't X-ray you or anything?
No, because they said it was a muscle spasm. They felt my back, and they felt my spine and made sure I was like nothing was cracked or broken. But they're like, yeah, he's just got a muscle spasm. Ain't nothing we can do about it. Here's a bunch of Vicodin and a wheelchair.
And so even while you're sitting there pushing through Vicodin and the wheelchair, you still in this incredible amount of pain, right?
Mm-hmm. So I went. My mom, God bless mothers, because I'd be nowhere without her. But she did a bunch of research, and she was like, I think we should take you to a chiropractor. And I was like, whatever takes the pain away, I'm down. And my mother is like 5, maybe 5'4". She's a tiny woman. And so like I'm like draped over her, like doing my best to like walk into this office. I walked out of there under my own power, slowly, but I walked out of there under my own power, and I went there for 3 weeks before I was able to finally get back to 100.
I used to work for a chiropractic company. I worked in their medical billing department, and it was cool. That was the first time I'd ever been really directly introduced to chiropractic. You know what I'm saying? I'd heard about it. I'd heard people having adjustments and everything. And I remember because when I was working for the company, we got free chiropractic services. It was one of the perks of it. And
Yeah.
again, I'm like, what is so what's the big like, again, I'm like, what's the big deal? Like, yo, you're a doctor, you go to school for 3 years and that's it, and blah blah blah. I literally was one of those people. I only went one time, right? I remember going and I remember getting the x-rays, and I remember after the x-rays, the doctor, who was a sister, was a black woman, looked at me and was like, come here for a second. Literally did the finger.
Oh no.
See, you already know what that means. That finger mean ain't nothing good coming out of this, right? She come here for a second.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. She was like, look at this. Show me my x-ray. She was like, look at your neck. I was like, yo, my neck looks fine, looks good. She was like, your neck is supposed to bend like a backwards C. Yours is going straight up and down. She was like, I don't know what you're doing, but whatever it is, you need to stop because your vertebrae are going to fuse. Now, at the time, I'm still wrestling. You know what I'm saying? I'm still wrestling heavy, and I'm slow. I'm not fully into my transition to stand up yet. So I'm still like, I'm pretty much, if you consider it, full time every weekend on the road doing shows, going crazy. Some shows, some days, depending on where it is, 2-3 shows a night, going from one company to the next company, literally going to a company, do a match, put on some clothes, put on my I bring a spare set of workout clothes and assist to put over my wrestling gear that I still got on, go to another show, take that off, do what we got to do, go to work in the ring, boom.
Damn.
So she adjusted me. When she adjusted me for the first time, she was like, drink a lot of water. I was like, why? She was like, you've never been adjusted. She was like, your body is going to get rid of a lot of toxins, and I'm hella advising you to drink a lot of water. So I was like, whatever, but I drank water.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember because it was on a Monday. Matter of fact, this is how I remember the day. It was a Monday because I used to host an open mic at a comedy club back home. So it was too early for the club to be open yet, just to start setting up. So I remember pulling into the parking lot. I was going to walk through a Kmart just to walk through.
Mm-hmm.
I remember getting out the car, and all of a sudden I was like, yeah. And it came out orange.
Ooh.
And I was literally, my first thing was, I ain't drinking no goddamn Gatorade. I was like, yo, because again, my body was loopy too, because I was throwing all this up, my body was loopy, and I was like, whew, let me catch my breath. And then everything replayed in my head when people said, yo, your first time, you are going to release toxins your body has never released.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
So I mean, it definitely works miracles, man. I say all that to say that it definitely works miracles. I mean, don't get me wrong. If my insurance out here that I had, because I got public insurance, because again, I ain't working right now because there's this thing called a global pandemic.
Never heard of it. What are you talking about?
There's this health crisis going on in the world, not just the country, in the world. So I just don't know if I can get I find these deals on Groupon and stuff where you can get a consultation and x-rays. But I'm like, yo, I'm not going to pay just for y'all to tell me, well, if you come back and start the services, we can fix. I need you to start that damn.
Yeah. I need you to pop everything in me.
I need you to alleviate all this pressure that I have everywhere and make it where, I'm good. But yeah, man, I'm glad to hear. Damn, but I'm glad to hear, because that could have been, had you not gone to a chiropractor, you could have made the wrong move at the wrong time and potentially messed yourself up permanently.
Oh, I messed myself up again. 2 years later, I was a host at a breakfast joint in Rio Rancho, and I literally had one menu in my hand, one 3-page menu in my hand. I was holding it, I was carrying it back to the front, and then my back just, again, that same sensation, somebody reaching it and just fucking pulling on it. And I went, oh, and then collapsed. And my manager thankfully saw me and was like, Rudy, are you okay? And I was like, ambulance, spasm. All right. And sure enough, they called the ambulance. And actually, side story, when the ambulance came and picked me up, they they were like, "Hey, do you do drugs?" And I was like, "No, I don't." And they're like, "Cool, because we see track marks in your arms, so we need to know what drugs are in your system." And I was like, "I donate blood." Because I do. I donate plasma and blood whenever possible. And they were like, okay, we just want to make sure. But they were like, you have track marks, the motherfucker. Don't lie to us. We know you're doing drugs. And I was like, I'm trying to help.
I'm trying to help people. I want to help people. I want to ask you, and again, this is about you. How's you told me the reason we're doing this? You know, we were supposed to do this a little bit later, and then I was like, "Yo, if you can do it, you want to do it earlier, we can."
Yeah.
And you told me you just came from the gym, so how's the workout thing going, man? How's the process?
It's going good. I'm up to 180 pounds squat. I'm doing five sets of 5, so that's not my max. That's just I can do 5 sets of 5. 180.
I don't mean to be invasive when I ask this. Is 180 your body weight now, or a little bit over?
No, I'm just weighed myself. Hold on. 289, I think, or 284.
So you're trying to get okay. I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to ask. So you're getting there though. You're hitting that point where you can potentially do 200 and squat your close to your weight and stuff like that. Dude, that's great, man. How do your back feel?
My back feels great, and honestly, since starting the workouts, I've had less issues with my back because everything's getting stronger. I'm not just I'm not just working body weight. I'm adding using actual weight, so I can feel the muscles getting stronger. And I'm actually getting like a little bit of baby one right there.
Hey man, hey look, let me tell you something. As somebody who goes through this, because you get to a point where you work out so hard, you feel like you don't see any results. I saw the muscle pop up, so I can tell you're doing the work. And this is not just me saying something to say it, because I'm the type of person where I'll take a picture or somebody see me and be like, God damn. And I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, what the fuck do y'all see?
Yeah. I just see body there. And it's, I don't know, being a bigger guy, I never go for definition. I've always gone for just strength. Like I put up numbers. You may not be able to see it on me, but I can do it.
Well, if I may, I used to do it. I used to be that person that was just going for strength all the time. And granted, if you do it right, you can just gain strength and not really put on size. It can be done. But for me personally, my body is like, I feel like it's genetically prone. Once I lift heavy, my body is like, all right, it's grow time. Let's go. And I had to learn it. I had to retrain my body to where if I'm lifting heavy, yeah, I want the strength. I want a little muscle increase, but not too much, because this is me being okay. This is a small conceited thing, Rudy. This is a conceited thing.
All right.
So I used to think my arms were always too small. So I remember getting introduced to CT Fletcher, black bodybuilder dude, and he was known for saying every time he works out his arms, no matter what. He's making sure he's working them biceps, and he'll say, I command you to grow, and just doing all this and forcing. And I did that for so long before the gyms were closing. And then when I started working out at home, extraneously, I was doing that. Well, here's the problem when you decide to just work on I was working on everything else, but when you focus on making your arms bigger, here's the problem. You can't find shirts. Okay. Because now I've worked. I'm fortunate where I've got more definition in my upper torso area, and my lower, my core, my midsection are shrinking. But the problem is my upper torso is like a 3X.
Oh no.
My lower body is a 2X. So you can automatically imagine how hard it is buying shirts. But then I'll see a shirt that's a 2X. I'm like, yo, I should be able to put this bitch on. And then I'm like, it's stuck.
I can't. Hold on. I just gotta pull the fucking.
It's literally goes to my bicep, and it feels like it's stuck. And so, that was me being like, yo, I'm gonna have these big ass biceps and blah 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 blah. And I was like, oh, you forgot about this thing called shirts. Because like I've started being able to fit more 2XL shirts. Like my hoodie, all my hoodies are 2XL, which I'm very excited for. That was one of when I hit my goal. I never had like direct goals. I just was like, I want to lose weight.
Yeah,
because I think I told you about everything. The whole surgery, blah 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 blah. I was like, yo, I just got to lose weight. When I put on a size 38 jeans, and I fit them, and then I put on a 2XL t-shirt, and I was like, oh my God. It was like, keep going. But now the problem is I do a lot of these Focus T25 workouts, and I'm sorry for rambling. I'm sorry. It's just we start talking about working out and healthiness. I'm sorry. You do a lot of squats with these Focus T25 workouts because, of course, it helps work your midsection and your core. Well, again, my body is prone to blowing up from when I was powerlifting shit. So my thighs have gotten massive. And when I put on my pants, you know what I'm saying, I got on my 38 jeans, they can fit around my waist. It's like not like I have to really go up, but everything looks like skinny jeans in the thighs. And I'll be like, these ain't no goddamn skinny.
I got regular cut.
I got a regular cut. Goddamn, now I got to buy either athletic or loose. And I'm like, but I'm like, God damn it. This is supposed to be just regular, straight, and just good. Now my thighs are out here, and I'm looking thicker than a Snicker in the streets.
I'm starting to find that issue with my jeans now is I have regular cut jeans, and because I've been doing a lot of squats, every day is a squat day. I'm getting more muscle definition in there, and like my thighs are getting bigger. And now like I'm putting jeans on, I'm like, fuck, my thighs chafing. God damn it.
I felt like, so also another thing is when you do a lot of these squats and all these other workouts, you do a lot of calf stuff. And so my calves have gotten massive. Like I have more definition in my calf muscles than I've ever had in my entire life. Like I've always had thick legs and, you know, legs that look like I work out because I have worked them.
Yeah.
But these look like, okay. And so now I not only do sometimes they look like skinny jeans in the thighs, I forgot to mention, they look like around the calves too. So it look like I'm around here trying to be a hot bitch. Like I'm out here trying to be like Beyonce in the Meg Thee Stallion remix of Savage when she was like, if you don't jump to put jeans on and you don't feel my pain. I was like, yeah, I know. I didn't have to jump, man.
I haven't had to jump yet, but I actually had to get rid of this might be too much information. I had to get rid of a bunch of underwear because I wear boxer briefs, and like right where the thighs are, started getting holes. And I was like, this is fucking bullshit.
Yep. Because your legs, your thighs get bigger. Look.
Things are rubbing that haven't rubbed before in a while, and I'm a little
like, because like when I try to do a lot of leg raises and a lot of leg lifts, it's hard to bring my legs together because of the size of my thighs. And it's not like they're fat thighs. It's like the muscle has literally built up in the thighs. And I'm like, oh, come on. I'm like, I know I can do it. If just like my legs are just like, all right. So yeah, man, but I'm glad to hear that, man. I remember we started talking about it last time and you were like how you were on this and you were definitely trying to get yourself better. You look smaller. You do.
Thank you.
You do. Seriously. You look small in this section, this midsection I see. You look smaller.
Oh, appreciate it. I've been working out my chops a lot too. It's like they go up like this now.
Okay, look at you. I mean, I don't want to talk about it. I look like a Ninja Turtle without the shell. So,
I've seen your work. I've seen your post-workout posts.
You know, people be like, "Yo," I remember. Did I tell you somebody was like, "Why are you always posting those?" And I was like, at first, it was just meant to be me as a documentary of my progress. And then other people were like, "Yo, you're inspirational to me." And I was like, "Well, I feel I have a responsibility to show that even though I may be tired or, you know, I don't want to do it this day, I just don't want to do it. I push through."
Yeah, I mean, I was one of those people. Seeing you post regularly, I was like, I got to get back into it. So,
because you know, I really like Thursday. Thursday was gonna be a real. You know, I had a super busy day. I had to do. I was doing weekly ticket for Fandango. I was recording an episode of that. Then I had to I had to interview Godfrey for Afro Comic Con. Then do Blurs. Jesus. And then I had and then what else did I have that Thursday? Let me see. This past Thursday, I had something else, but I had a bunch of stuff nonstop, and I was like, all right, I'm probably not going to work out at all. And then my dumb ass watched the debate and was like,
yeah,
I got beyond stressed watching the debate after it was done. I said, fuck this, I'm finna work out. I said, I couldn't just, I was seething in anger.
Yeah.
You know, but at this point, it's like, yeah, you know, nothing's going to change about that person because they know exactly what they're doing, and their cult of idiots will believe every single damn thing.
Fascism is a hell of a drug.
You know what? It's fascism, but it's also a cult now. It's literally a cult because you see that there are Republicans and then there's Trump supporters who go under the Republican guise, but they aren't even typical Republicans because they're turning away from actual running Republicans who say something about dude. They're like, oh, we can't support. You're like, y'all supposed to have values. Clearly, you have none.
It was like when The Rock was like, I support Biden and Kamala, and a bunch of fucking Republicans were like, oh, I used to respect you. I'll never watch your movies again. And it's like, he's the highest paid actor in the world. He ain't gonna miss you.
His payments come from. Look, yes, he gets he gets money on the back end sometimes as an actor. But also, him being a producer on all his films guarantees him money. There is a fan base. Again, I'm not going to watch his movies here. The Rock does blockbuster movies, which means they sell overseas when they're open.
Jumanji.
They did too because of how much it made. You know, people, I hate, that was one thing. Like, look, I understand some people will support, like, celebrities come out and support Trump, and, you know, celebrities come out and support Biden. And, you know, the ones that come out and support Trump, I'm like, oh, you've just proven to me you are ain't shit person. You truly have shown your true colors. Well, I'm not racist. No. You clearly are fine with the racism.
Yeah, racism isn't a deal breaker.
It's not a deal breaker for you. It's not a deal breaker for you. And so, like, when people be like, oh, I can't watch this movie no more because somebody came out as a Trump supporter, I'm like, let me tell you something. I'm not watching that movie thinking, again, I'm not going to watch Look Who's Talking or Look Who's Talking 2 because I really don't care for the one with the dogs. I don't care for Look Who's Talking now. I don't care for now. But I'm not going to watch Look Who's Talking or Look Who's Talking 2 and be like, man, I can't watch this movie no more. Kirstie Alley supports Trump. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I like the movie. That's one of the things I never understand how people do that. You know what I'm saying? But when The Rock said it, like, yeah, first of all, the first time he's ever openly endorsed a candidate.
Yeah.
Which means he typically votes Republican. He's from Miami. He's, you know what I'm saying, Republican conservatism is about finances as a whole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Conservatism is about a whole as financial. And so, yeah, I can understand that. But this year, when he was openly came out and was like, nah, I can't do it. And it's not because of voting party. It's like, I can't vote for dude. I don't feel right voting for dude. And I don't think people.
I'm with you. I'm 100% with you.
You know, it's
life's been kind of crazy over here, though. My sister finally moved in last week.
She did?
Yeah, she got the master. She's right above me.
Okay.
Yeah, she's working on her master stuff, so got to let her do her homework.
Okay. Well, at least, speaking of which, how's Minority Movie program?
It's going good. We're building a studio. We managed, because there's a small room in the middle between where my brother and sister are. It's like a children's room or like a playroom. There's nothing you can do with it. You can't put somebody in there. So we decided to turn it into a studio. So we spent all last week cleaning up the upstairs. I mean, not only for her to move in, but then also to clear out that other room. And so I'm buying a desk in November, and I'm moving my PC up there. So next month I'll be recording in a different location in the house. And yeah, and we're just doing that. And we got ideas for like spin-off shows and stuff to put on in between, like when like there's just like a slow movie time, like at the beginning of January, February, when they usually dump a bunch of like garbage stuff. We're thinking about doing my sister doesn't watch a lot of anime, and I have seen a lot of anime. So like she's not unfamiliar with the genre.
Right. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were gonna call it anime adolescence or adolescence, and just have her like watch. I'll record her watching like a really popular one. The one I'm thinking of right now is Demon Slayer, because there's only one season. It's real easy to catch up on, and it's
on Netflix, right?
Demon Slayer isn't on Netflix. I think it's on Funimation or Crunchyroll.
probably Crunchyroll. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was. It's something that's something that's an anime type thing that's on Netflix. I'm sorry for the wrong.
There's a bunch of. There's actually one called Gods of Sun or Blood of Zeus or something like that. That's coming out at the end of October. That looks really good, kind of in the same vein like Castlevania was. Did you ever see that one?
I never watched it. You know what? I was a fan of Castlevania as a kid playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
I will admit. It was kind of hard for me, like, yo, how we gonna revamp this now to make this? And I might again, it's a pandemic, and I kind of have nothing but this thing called time in a sense. So I'll probably watch.
If you want, I'll give you logins for my Crunchyroll because I bought a year subscription because I was tired of them fucking around. Because they would be like, hey, we charged your card, but your card got denied, and I'm like, why? There's like $300 in there. And they're like, we don't know, it got denied. And then I'd have to update the payment like every month. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm not doing this shit anymore. So I just paid for a full year up front. And so right now,
send it to me.
Yeah, me and my homie will watch or share my Crunchyroll account. And so there's like a bunch of stuff on there that
I want to finally finish. Is so it's gonna sound weird. Is all of Hunter x Hunter on there?
It should be. If it's not on that one, it's on Funimation. Give me one.
Because I was watching it on Netflix, and so it ended because they broke it into 4 seasons, and it ended after Gon won Greed Island, and then him and Killua go to see Jing.
I'll tell you what. Right now, there's 148 episodes on Crunchyroll.
So that should be that. Yeah. Which also, here was the problem. I was really upset about that one thing with Gene because I looked at his real name was Neeg, and I was like, Nig, what? Whoa. I was like, if Gene turned out to be a goddamn black dude, I was
There's actually some really good representation of black people in anime that's happening right now.
Yes, it is.
There's this one I watched called Fire Force. And it doesn't happen until
tell me about that.
It doesn't happen until season 3, but there's a black guy on there with like sweet dreads. He's got gorgeous dreads, and he rides around on a fire-powered skateboard, just gliding through the air.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
he's super cool. Got you.
It's super cool. And then he gets into like a huge fight in the middle of one of the arcs, and watching him fucking go off, I got so hyped. It was such a good fight. Holy shit. I
got to check it out. I definitely got to check it out, man. I used to be into it in the early stages when Americans got in, when American TV had it, let's say that. And that was back in like the 90s. And I don't know, for some reason, I just would follow every other cartoon and everything else. Like I can bring up cartoons from the 80s and 90s. People be like, how the fuck do you remember those? I'm like, yo, I've been looking for those for my life. Like, the other day, like I'll be remembering theme songs out of nowhere. This is so weird. I was at home literally cooking me some egg whites for breakfast. And I was like, I just literally was cooking. I was like, we are family. I fight for them and they fight for me. As close as we can be. Whoosh, you're high in the mountains, or deep in the sea. Bionic 6. Ooh, ooh. You remember that?
I never saw Bionic 6, but that sounds great.
Bionic 6 was so dope because it started off with a dad was bionic. Like he was like almost like a $6 million man, but he worked for a government, like a doctor in a government thing. It wasn't even the government. It was like a separate thing. But his family, something bad happened to his family, and the only way to save him was to turn the mama and 2 regular kids and 2 adopted kids into bionic kids, right? And so they all become the Bionic 6. And then as he brings them out, now here's the thing. Only thing changes about some of them is like they get a baseball cap, glasses, or a headband. He was like, you guys have to have a secret identity now. And you're like, who the fuck can't tell? So the actual boy of the family becomes Sport 1, of course, because he plays baseball, right?
The baseball cap, right.
Okay. The girl becomes Rock 1. She can shoot out sonic rock waves.
Okay.
The Asian kid.
Oh no. Oh no.
Karate 1.
Oh no.
The black one was the only one I was cool with because they called him IQ. I was like, all right, I'm good.
Good.
He straight up was called Karate One. But again, it's like, but I see why many Asian people had been complaining. Like, you know, when you growing up and you hear of all these different stereotypes and whatnot, and you see certain things and you're like, is it that bad? But then when you realize they're like, yeah, every last one of them are always like, oh, it's something with honor or having to prove to the family and things like that. And you're like, damn, that's right. You know what I'm saying? And so seeing all that, and then what like I said, again, I'm a kid. And I'm like, yeah, Karate One. Yeah. And you not think, matter of fact, I'm finna show you Bionic 6.
Please and
just
thank
so you can have a better understanding.
Thank
what? What?
I said please and thank you. That sounds amazing. I gotta see this.
Okay, hold on. Let me put it up a little bit. Zoom in on them so you can see. Hold on. Okay. That's a small. Let me find a better picture real quick. I'm gonna find a better picture because I gotta find one that's got like good ass quality and clarity. And you're like, yo, this is a real. Because just again, it's Bionic 6. Hold on. Let's see. What size is that? Nope, that's too small. What size is that? Nope, that's way too small. I'm trying to find one that's got a decent size that when I put it on here, it doesn't look that bad. Well, you know what? Let's see what the one looks like that I got. Okay, let's try this. Boom. Let's share screen. Share screen. Application window.
Oh, is that Karate on the right?
Yeah, that's Karate. I'm finna zoom in so you see more Karate. Hold on. Let me. So, yeah, that's as much as it'll go. But that's Karate One.
Oh, yeah.
On the right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. IQ, sport, rock. I get why she got rock. Makes sense. She got that punk rock style.
The hair.
Yep. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I mean, like, I want to be IQ. You know what I'm saying? I was always like, I want to be Bionic One. The dad's name was Bionic One.
Okay. I like how in the photo none of them had masks or anything, just them regular but in suits.
But that's what they look like. And then he says you all have to have secret identities. You're like, excuse me, for what?
I ain't going to regular school. Fuck this. I'm out.
I ain't got to go outside. They have a pet robot gorilla.
No.
Yeah, I know. No. I know. It gets so much.
That's.
I'm trying to see. Huh?
Did you ever see One Punch Man?
I was supposed to watch it, but I didn't. Okay.
There's a robot gorilla in that one.
Okay. I'm going to play the intro for you. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
Oh, boy.
Give me a second. Oh, shit. Okay, I got to shrink this back down first. Oh, this is going to be so fun. This is going to be great. This is going to be great. Share screen. Application. Tab. Yeah. It's gonna play. Should be playing. Hold on. Oh yeah, I gotta play it. We are a family. Fight for them. They fight for me. As close as we can be. High in the mountains, or deep in the sea. Bionic 6. We run together. We fight for right. Bionic 6. We all got to be a super future family.
A family brought together by fate and given superpowers through the miracle of modern science.
Oh no!
Bionic 6. We got together. We fight for right. Super future family. We're so bad.
Oh man, I have never seen that in my life, and I'm so thankful for that. Thank you so much. That's gonna be ahead for a week at least.
Good. So, like, again, 80s, 90s cartoons like those. Again, in Bionic 6, just I think it came out at the wrong, like it had potential. Like the bad guy group was named Scarab, and the head dude was named Dr. Scarab, but his real name was Leslie, and that's how they were making calling him Leslie.
Beware, Leslie. It's not the same. Dr. Scarab is much better. I get the name change.
Like, also, I want to see, like, this is something I would not mind seeing them redo or give a try to. Captain Planet.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good.
I think you can do it. I mean, again, the elements still apply to what makes him, but I think we actually get the story, because I don't know if we ever got the story of how he was chosen to be Captain Planet.
Isn't he just the spirit of planet Earth, kind of like with the power rings combined? Then
Captain Planet.
Captain Planet origin story.
That's literally what I'm looking at. Origin story.
Ow! Fuck! Ow! That wasn't supposed to play out loud.
What did you do?
Nothing. I was trying to find a clip of a YouTube video that I wanted to show you since you started, because I wanted to show you that Demon Slayer one, because they got gorgeous animations.
So this is what it says. Captain Planet was summoned to Earth once again when Gaia, Mother Earth, awoke from a 100-year nap to discover that the Earth is in peril thanks to the pollution of man. She summoned 5 rings to get to 5 special teams from 5 continents. Australia and Antarctica were left out. The 5 teams are Kwame from Africa with the power of Earth, Wheeler from America with the power of fire, Linka from Russia with the power of wind, Guy from Asia with the power of water, and Mati from South Africa with the power of hot. So that's
Mati.
like,
I remember Mati.
I just because it was always weird. It was always weird. Like, your power is heart.
Yeah,
your power is heart. No, all of things you have the ability to be heart.
My friend always used to have a fun joke. He'd be like, imagine like you're summoning Captain Planet, and they're like Earth, Wind, Fire, Water, and somebody's like heart, and it's like, all right, get the fuck out of here, Mati. The rest of us are doing shit. Go babysit the monkey. We're done.
you looking like, wait, that's all you do?
Yeah.
You just heart, huh? You can't make nobody fall in love. It's just heart. I say heart, and people they use say heart. Yeah, but some people are just cruel and evil. Like, that doesn't change shit. But that's how you bring Captain Planet.
Yeah, you're fighting literal pollution that doesn't have a moral compass. Heart ain't gonna help you here.
Heart against pollution. Like, did you ever see the Don Cheadle version from Funny or Die?
Oh God, I did forever ago. I remember seeing it though.
Oh, it was the greatest thing. That was something I would have loved to see. Because like they messed it up a little bit when they kept trying to stretch it out because they were running out of stuff. But like, if they, like the idea of Captain Planet going crazy, it just
losing his mind.
Oh man,
that's great. Fucking dumb. I love it so much.
Oh man, so yeah, you got Bionic 6. Do you ever see Brave Star?
No, I don't think I ever saw Brave Star.
So Marshall Brave Star, give me a second.
Oh man, you're bringing up all the nostalgia, ain't you?
Oh, you've opened this door, sir. You opened this door. So first of all, Braveheart is an animated space western. Okay, you need to remember that. Now I'm going to show you something.
Oh, you can't even hold yourself back.
So Braveheart. Jesus. Okay. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Oh shit. No, I don't want to use this. No, I don't. I want to find picture of Brave Star. Marshall Brave Star. There it is. Okay. I want to say in advance, Rudy, I'm sorry, but you finna love this shit. This is what you get. This is what you get with me. This is when you get the real, just raw J. Okay. So here
All
we
right.
go. Share screen, application window, and that.
Oh, is that a horse with a cannon? I'll fuck the dude in the front. Is that a horse with a cannon?
Mm-hmm. The horse is named 3030.
For the caliber of weapon he's holding? I don't understand.
The horse goes from being on 4 legs to 2.
Does he still have like hooves?
He
Or
got
does get
hands.
Oh, he got hands now.
Brave Star, he was blessed with the special abilities from his Native American tribe, and he is able to call on the eyes of the hawk, strength of a bear, ears of the wolf, and speed of a puma.
I want to take those drugs.
Do you want to take what?
I want to take those drugs. Whoever was like, oh yeah, I got an idea for a children's TV show.
This is what lets you know.
Just like, I got an idea. Hear me
There's
out.
a horse, right? The horse fucking has a gun. You don't get it. He is Brave Star's partner, but the motherfucker's not just a horse. He can stand on 2 legs. He shoot a cannon. You know what I'm saying? He sounds like Sam Elliott. Like, but that's what let people forget. Like, children's cartoons, everybody thinks they're just, oh, it's lovely and beautiful inspiration. No, there's drugs involved.
Yeah, heavy drugs. I mean, it doesn't help that these were all made to sell toys. So, like,
and that's all it was. They were all made to sell. Again, for the most part, girls aren't buying a Marshall Brave Star and 3030 toy. For the most part,
yeah,
you're not. You know, they may want to play with them, but it's not their main things for the most part. But yeah, it's literally the like, yeah, we just want to sell a bunch of toys for Christmas. So Bionic 6 was that, then the Centurions, Man and Machine, Power Extreme. There was Mask. Because I'm trying to avoid all the obvious ones. G.I. Joe, Transformers, and all that. The GoBots was a thing.
Oh God, GoBots. I never saw GoBots, but I know GoBots.
The GoBots had a transgender robot.
Oh, good for them. Progressive.
It was a race car, became a robot named Crasher. And Crasher was always referred to as they, them, or Crasher could be non-binary, I guess. But you was like, is Crasher a woman or a guy? Let me see. Now I got to do this. See, God damn it.
One more time.
Huh?
I said one more time. You got to go digging into that internet.
Here we go. Was Crasher from GoBots a man or what? And people have asked this question. Oh, okay. She was a woman.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Did they just refer to her as such?
Oh, okay. They must have done it. I never really paid attention. The female Crasher was one of Psykill's only most loyal renegades, despite having a somewhat manic personality. One of her favorite pastimes is participating in demolition derbies. Under interrogation, she admitted to having a crush on Leader One. Before the Guardians and Renegades began their struggle, and like most GoBots, she rarely seems to use her hand-mounted blasters, instead using a trademark attack wherein she stamps her foot on the ground and create a powerful earthquake-style energy. Okay, so yeah.
Good for her.
Right. Yes, her, but she looked like an auntie that just smokes a lot of cigarettes then. Okay, all right. Again, this is what happens when you have me at these points. Like, again, did you ever? So How familiar were you with the original Power Rangers for like the first 3-4 seasons?
Oh, I was super familiar. I was in it. I was like that demographic. They were like,
Okay.
"Hey, we stole some shit from Japan. Do you care?" And I was like, "No, action."
Because remember, you would get the Japanese action fighting scenes, and you're like, "It's not the same thing." So when the Power Rangers originally came out, they also had another show called. Did you ever see VR Troopers?
No, I never saw VR Troopers. That one didn't hit me.
It shouldn't have. Okay.
Okay.
It was literally this was where we're at that point in time where virtual reality was supposed to be this big thing, and they didn't know how to make it look real because it was just limited by the technology of the time of the 90s. So there was VR Troopers, which was initially supposed to be the spinoff for Tommy Oliver,
Okay.
but they kept him in the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Then you had the Masked Rider, which is Kamen Rider from Japan. You had the big bad Beetleborgs, which they brought in. You looking for the dog?
Yeah, I heard him make a noise, and I was like, "Where the fuck did you go?"
And the best one, there was this thing called Mystic Knights of Tirnanog.
That sounds super familiar.
It probably was. So it was like based in Middle Earth, if you will, excuse me,
Mhm.
and it was based upon fairies and elves and all this. And there was a warrior named Rowan, and he was to try to stop this evil queen named Maeve, which again, through Irish folklore, Maeve is a thing. So he would hold up a sword and say, "The fire within me," and then armor would come over him. There was a black dude with a trident, and he would stand in the middle of water, go, "Water around me," and armor come on. The other dude would say, it was actual Irish dude, I think. He would say, "The earth around the earth, earth beneath me," right? And armor would come in, and the girl would say, "The wind above me," and she had a crossbow.
Shut the fuck up. I know this.
See? The Mystic Knights of Tirnanog.
My cousins and I used to pretend to be these people. Like shit. We would run around and we'd be like, "I'm the fire knight, I'm the earth knight, I'm the water knight," and we'd just like run. And you know those like yard marks they like surveyors use to like mark the edge of the property. Well, growing up in Rio Rancho, like it's like the outskirts. It's like a suburb of Albuquerque. So on the outskirts of it, you could find a bunch of those things that people were marking their properties, and you got a bunch of fucking kids running around, and we just grab them out the ground and start swinging them at each other.
Kids. Isn't it just a wonderful thing?
We just and then you get yard signs, and we cut yard signs to make like shields for ourselves because we drill holes and then do rope and then tie it, and then we'd like full on like we were LARPing before we knew that was a thing.
I remember my grandmother used to hate it for me because she would always buy like old school brooms and mops that were wooden handles. Like she didn't like the aluminum ones because after a while, if you trying to sweep too hard or mop too hard, you bend them and break them.
Yeah.
So I would always steal the handles because I was such a fan of the Ninja Turtles. I was Donatello, but then I'd get the saw, I'd cut him in half, cut him down, take a nail and some string. Now I got nunchucks. I'm Michelangelo. Mm-hmm. When I tell you, I made my own. I made weapons. Like I made a training sword before I ever knew what a training sword was. Like I actually had a training katana. I bought one, and everybody's like, "Why do you have a training? Why would you have that?" Because it was $15 in Chinatown, and I just felt like, "Ooh, this would be cool to have." And then I didn't realize until I got older and started learning about women that this is how they'll never sleep with you. And
you gotta hide that shit.
Like I know there's still dudes that's like, "Yo, I got these swords in my house," and I'm like, I used to always want one. I used to always think it would be so dope to have a place like in my front room where I got an authentic samurai sword or something, or a katana, sitting up, just mounted.
Mm-hmm.
And then people look at you weird because like, "Yo, you have this. What do you do with it?"
I got very lucky because I was into swords after I got a girlfriend. So I managed to slip that one in.
That's how you do it. You like, all right, look, this is grandfathered in right here. Let's go this way.
Already dating. I'm already sleeping with you. I'm gonna go get this.
Right, we're here. I've been inside you. I know you biblically now. Okay, we're at this point now. You're gonna either accept this or stop getting the dick.
I got gifted a replica sword of there's an anime called Bleach, and one of the captains for like one of the more powerful captains in that series had this like old chipped up fucking katana with like this like star handle, like cross guard almost. Anyways, I got gifted with those, and then I went into swords.
So this ain't that long ago. This is about maybe 3-4 years ago. I think I had booked something and I had a little bit of extra money, and I was at a Comic-Con. I can't remember which one it was. And you know how Comic-Cons are. There's always a sword and knife seller.
Yeah,
always.
Absolutely.
They had a life-size model replica of the Sword of Omens. Like, it was heavy. The handle was like metal.
Oh, so it went all the way. The blade went all the way through. It was
already. They already had it where it was extended and everything. I was like, they was like, the one thing about it was like, yo, they added a thing for the eye where it could light up, and they just kept it as the eye. It didn't change over to the Thundercat insignia or whatnot. It was like, it's $300. I was like,
how bad do I want to eat?
Especially when you at a Comic-Con, because you're like, I can buy this sword or be hungry for the remainder of the day. I don't need both my feet, so I can't tell you how many times I find myself looking online, be like, yo, should I do it? Because it's always certain things I just want to have just to satiate that urge. Sometimes just say, yo, I got it. You know, it ain't no big thing. It's just something for me.
Yeah.
Because like I can get clothes now. Like I only buy clothes when I really have to, which I've had to recently because I've lost. One of the beautiful things about losing weight, you got to change your wardrobe.
Yeah.
Because I remember for me, to backtrack what we were talking about earlier, the hardest thing for me to do was when I realized I had to start getting rid of pants and shirts. Because I was like, I don't have shit then.
They still fit. They still fit.
Dude, I was wearing my t-shirts were so bad. Like I had 3 and 4X shirts. My shirts were so baggy and open, and my pants were so baggy. I looked like I belonged in a 90s hip-hop video. I looked like I was an extra for Naughty by Nature.
Oh, no.
I was around the motherfucking hip-hop parade. Oh, hey. And so, like, I have a few shirts that are still, like, a little larger, but they're comic book shirts, and I'm like, you know what? I can still get rid of these. I need to get rid of these.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, when I started getting rid of stuff, I was like, fuck, because it hit me real quick. It was like, I gotta buy my whole wardrobe over. But again, back to the sword, I was like, if I had this sword, do I just sit in the room, just sit in the closet on occasion, or do I one day just come on the stream and be like, what's happening, bitches? How y'all doing? Because you can see it's me and the sword humans in chilling, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I didn't know which way to go with it, man. But
I used to have, you know that game Kingdom Hearts?
Yes.
Okay. I used to have a Keyblade, like the classic Keyblade, but like fucking long. And I used to have that, and I fucking posted it up everywhere I moved. It was always above a doorway, just like hanging, just right there. I don't know where the fuck it is, actually. I should still have it somewhere.
So I'm gonna say this when we get ready to go, because you probably agree with me. This one of the reasons that I still, not just the fact I like how they look, I always look for a sword that the blade has been tempered, just in case I need to file this bitch sharp and use it.
Don't give me aluminum. I want that real shit. So I don't
want aluminum where I hit somebody with it and I'm like, oh man, my bad. I was just playing. I didn't mean none of this. Like I've been looking like the shit may go down on the 3rd. And I got my black boots ready. I got my black cargos, my black hood, all black. Another hoodie beside this because I don't want nobody to identify me. Got my attack gloves. Like, yo, if I need to protect myself in these streets, you bitches better know you'll never see me. Because also, as a bigger dude, I can move light on my feet.
Oh, nice.
I can move super light I can move to the point where I can sneak up behind people and people would never know. Unless I had something jingle in my pocket or whatever. But I can move about. They'd be like, how do you do that? I was like, years of practice. Years of fucking practice. And I can do it. And I'm like, if I got to be out in these streets, again, me with a black mask on, all black, I'm already darker than 3:15 in the morning. God bless this good lighting and drinking water. However, yeah, man.
Jeez. This has been good.
I want to say this to you.
What's up?
I want to say this to you. I'm glad and I'm proud of you. And I know it may not mean much.
Thank you.
Because you are focusing on your weight loss, number one. You sticking to it. You really pushing the channel what you wanted to do. You remember when we first talked, you were like, I don't know. And I just was like, go for it. Do it. And you're doing it. And you keeping yourself healthy, safe, and sane, bro. And again, it may not mean much, but I'm proud of you.
Thanks, man. That means a lot. That means a ton actually coming from you. Things have slowed down since my sister moved in, but that's just because, got to get her moved in, got to get her set up and ready to go, so that way she can succeed in her life. Like we love doing the channel. The channel is a passion project, but life exists outside of your passions, and so I want her to get this master's.
Nothing wrong with that, bro. Nothing wrong with that, man. Before we get out of here, as always, man, I know some people may not have, since the last has been a minute. Tell the people where they can find my new Minority Movie Report, everything you were doing, and how to send you well wishes and congrats and everything.
So on Twitter, we are Minority, just capital M, and then
Minority Movie. It kind of glitched a little bit there. Minority Movie on Twitter.
On Twitter, yeah. And then for Instagram, goddamn, they always make it a pain in your ass. On Instagram, it's Minority Movie Report.
Mm-hmm.
So you can find us there. And both of those have links in the bio to where you can find the channel. And you can watch our 2 videos on Palm Springs and Enola Holmes.
Okay, cool. And if they want to get in touch with you, man?
If you want to get in touch with me, you can find me on Instagram at Firechild4. And then Twitter is got to be... Did I make it weird? No, Firechild460.
Man, listen, you are a personality now. You better make sure. Yep, you a personality.
I got to get used to that. The social media part I'm bad at. I got to get better.
Let me tell you something before I go. If I didn't have to have this shit, I wouldn't. But because you see how toxic it can be and how strenuous it can be and stressful. And it's like, nobody wants to deal with that. Mm-hmm. So I completely congratulate and salute you, sir. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, man. You've got all my love and support. Again, whatever I can do to help you progress forward in what you're trying to do now, whatever I can do, no matter how big or small, please let me know.
Absolutely. So if I got something that comes up, I'll let you know. Like I hit you up on that first video. I asked you a question, you gave me honest opinion. So
yeah, let me know, man. All right.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much.
Always, man. And if you want to do, y'all already know how to find me. Twitter, Instagram, Mr. J Washington. It's very simple. And if you want to join and do one of these yourself, you have to join on the Supervillain Squad on Patreon, patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. Also, when you join my Patreon, you go into my Discord as well. So where we all just have conversations together in the moment, and it all happens. I finally figured out how to set it up where as soon as you join the Patreon, you join the Discord. I was like, I don't know how to do this shit. And I figured it out. So now I got it. All right. I will holler at y'all next time. Take care. I'm out. Bye.